at the Accra Sports Stadium, the Sports Hall. This is the first time Ghana is hosting an international.
This championship has been an opener for African countries because we have not got opportunity to be participating in championships. The requirement alone, most of us on the continent don't know. As of yesterday, people are still calling to ask how they could acquire the athlete licenses, official licenses, and the rest. But we are able to direct them. If the National Sports Authority also agree with us, because we lack a lot of you all to the first Open Taekwondo International Championship, slated for the 18th and 19th of August. That's next week. I want to make some corrections here. The World Taekwondo Federation, that's the WTF, has been rebranded. This was done on the 23rd of June. So it has a new name and a new logo. The new name is World Taekwondo. So from today, we expect everyone not to be using the WTF and the World Taekwondo Federation. It is now World Taekwondo and WT. The second one is, we have been hearing in the media and other quarters that this championship is a World Taekwondo Championship. Please, it is an open international championship. The difference is this: for the World Taekwondo Championship, it is restricted to only national teams of national federations affiliated to the World Taekwondo body. This means that if you are featuring a fin weight, we will say negative 54 kg weight category, you can only register one athlete for that weight division. But for this one, it is an open international. If you have all the requirements, you are above 70 years, you have the international black belt certificate that's issued by Cookie One, World Taekwondo headquarters, at least the first dan. And also, you are a holder of the World Taekwondo Global Athlete License. Then you can go online and register for it. There is no limitation. Individuals, clubs, and national federations all can register to participate in this championship. You agree with me that for us to have come this far, it was not easy. Going through the challenges of bidding to host this international championship, lobbying, and by the grace of God, we had the nod to organize the championship last year, December, to be precise, on the 8th of December. The Ghana Open International Championship is a World Taekwondo sanctioned championship and a ranking championship. So every athlete that will participate in this championship would earn a point by the World Taekwondo. We saw it as an opportunity for our Ghanaian athletes to earn world ranking points, so that when they also participate in other World Taekwondo sanctioned events, they could be seeded. These days, ranking is very, very important in sports. By the year 2015, the year preceding Rio Olympic Games, the gentleman who won gold medal in Taekwondo for Cote d'Ivoire, by the end of the year 2015, he was among the first 6 ranked athletes in his weight category. So he automatically qualified to the Rio Olympic Games, whilst we were going around trying our luck through the qualification tournament. So these days, ranking is very, very important so far as sports is concerned. So we want to expose our athletes to what happens on the international platform so that they can also get ranking points from here. And then when we are able to send them outside to participate in other World Taekwondo Championships, they will add onto more points. The championships has 20 referees, international referees appointed by the world body, 3 competition supervisory board members, 1 technical delegate. All will be arriving next week. Taekwondo in Ghana has not developed to the level that we expect as a federation. And I believe the National Sports Authority will also agree with us, because we lack a lot of things. But in our own way, with the help of NSA, we think organizing the championship is the best for now to go to develop the sports in Ghana and the sub-region, because this is the first time the world body is organizing an open international championship in the sub-region. Côte d'Ivoire organized the team championship, that one is restricted to only number of athletes. That is 5, with 1 reserve per country. But this one is open to everybody. We've gone this far by fixing the conditions here. All the 4 rooms, we service them. They are functioning very well. We are also renovating the sports hall. We fixed the old central air conditioner. It is working perfectly now. We fixed the 6 split air conditioners also. Last Saturday we tested them and they are all functioning very well. After the program, we'll send you there for you to see for yourself. We are not finished. As of now this morning, we are even painting the media center, the outside. We'll paint all the offices. We'll be using this for technical meeting, the balloting, the drawing of pairs and everything. This room, we'll have the secretariat in this building. We have the referees room in this building. We've also imported 3 sets of the Taekwondo competition tatami mats, which cost about $7,500 US, and we spend several cities to clear from the harbor. We were able to pay our $5,000 US sanction fee. All this inclusive by the help of our sponsors, namely the STKD Taekwondo Foundation. This foundation was formed by former national Taekwondo athlete, Mr. Charles Hansen-Edu, the Deputy Director General of the Ghana Airport Company. He was the 1991 All-African Games gold medalist. Mr. Alexander Darocha, the only Olympian in Ghana Taekwondo Federation. Mr. Alex Mallet, former national athlete, domiciled in the US, and Captain Edward Aban of Talo Oil. They've done very well by supporting us to organize the championship. The next on the list is Epsilon Security with the rep here. We have Puma Energy. We have Accra City Hotel, Embassy of the Republic of Korea, Big Tampo Limited, and of course the National Sports Authority. They have done very well, supporting us since last year throughout the lobbying, putting everything on the platform, the international platform, winning it, and today, Honorable Safu Mansa is continuing the work that his predecessor left, and it's done very well. Yes, immediately we reported to him that we've got sponsors to renovate the sports hall. Within 30 minutes, I was surprised. He put together a committee chaired by the Director of Sports, Mr. Joshua Mensah, and all the good work that you see around, the NSA committee including the estate manager. They are supporting the organizing committee. They've done very well.
I'll take this opportunity to introduce other dignitaries who just arrived. Next on the agenda, we have
Honorable Robert Safomensan, the Director General of the National. First of all, let me say that let me apologize for coming in a bit late. I was in a program at Moving Pick and I had to cut through the program. Let me start by congratulating the Taekwondo family, not only the Taekwondo Federation, but the whole of Taekwondo family in Ghana. I think that you all agree with me when I say that Taekwondo is our most active sporting discipline in the country now. And this tells how hard the president of Taekwondo, who also doubles as the treasurer of the Ghana Olympic Committee, has been working. And I must say that Taekwondo is one of the sports that eventually this country will be winning medals all over the world, not only in Africa as we're currently doing. So Mr. Otu and your team, your board members, let me say a big congratulations to you. Thank you very much for keeping the sports alive. Even when in the past there was no support coming. I know Mr. Otu and his team had on their own carried the federation and make sure that they did well. Whilst I'm congratulating you, let me also touch on a bit of a problem that I know exists within the Taekwondo family. I know there's another group of Taekwondoists who are supposed, or who claims they are the executives for Greater Accra. Let me explain that per IOC regulations, per all the regulations that governs our International Sporting Federation, there's only one body that we recognize as the head of Taekwondo, or as the body that controls Taekwondo here. And it is only decisions that are taken or endorsed by that national body. That is what the international federations and then the IOC also accept. I will encourage all of you in the family to come together, whatever their differences are, even though it is not right. What I'm here is being done by another group who says they are the rep for Greater Accra or the Greater Accra Association. There is no other Greater Accra Association. There should be only one Greater Accra Association, and that is the one whose election has been supervised by the national body. Let me repeat. The only association that will be recognized by the International Federation and by extension by the GOC and the IOC is a regional associations whose election was conducted and supervised by the national body. I'm sure you're all very familiar with the way football works in this country. If any group says that they are the Greater Accra Football Association, and that group has not been recognized, or whose election has not been recognized by Mr. Kwesi Nyantechi, then you don't have any locals. It is the same thing. So whichever group, whatever they are, I will encourage all of you, if you're part of Greater Accra, join that one group, and that is the only group that will be recognized. There is no other body in this country who will supervise or give legitimacy to any regional association of any sporting discipline. Not even the ministry, not even the NSA. The NSA is an independent body. The NSA do not elect our federation heads. The National Sports Authority is a government arm, and you all know that the International Sporting Federation don't usually deal with government. The NSA do not, and please, I'm repeating, do not elect national officers for the Sports Federation. And please, once this is happening at Taekwondo, I'm sure it could happen everywhere. If such a thing happens anywhere, trust me, the Ghana Olympic Committee, and by extension, the international federations, and then the International Olympic Committee would not give recognition to anybody. Let us have a unified one body supervising sports in our country. There is no way we can have sports which is being led by two groups. The national body is the one that is recognized by the international body. And everything that has to do with any sporting activity in the country has to come from that national body. I hope that this comment that I've made on this issue will put the whole thing to rest, because I'm being told there's a second court issue, and I don't think this is good for the development of our sports. You all agree with me that Taekwondo is the most active sport we have in this country, and they should not be beset with the kind of problems that I'm hearing. Well, having said that, let me say a big congratulations also to the sponsors of this program. I might say that I know Mr. Edu very well, and Mr. Darocha, I must say that these are great ex-taekwondoists, and coming together to put or make sure that we have money to sponsor this program. That is something that every past athlete owes the current crop of athletes. We all need to give a bit of our time, our energy, and sometimes our resources to make sure that these young ones who are taking over from us will keep the sports alive. And then one day when they become also like us, it becomes their duty to also make sure that whatever they can spare out of their little funds, whatever they can spare out of their little time, they also give back to the sports, which of course has made them who they are. So Mr. Darocha, Mr. Edu, and then Mr. Mallet, and of course Mr. Aban, please, congratulations and thank you very much for keeping the sports alive. Let me also congratulate Epsilon, Pumas, City Hotel, and then the Korean Embassy. When the president spoke, he said there are 12 countries taking part in this competition. Let me say that every international competition that we host gives us an opportunity either to put up new sporting facilities or to renovate existing one. So, Director General, I would plead with you, and well, of course, to the ministry, that we encourage as much international competitions as possible, because that's the only way we can improve our facilities, which in the last 20 years, we haven't seen anyone being added to the existing ones we have. The more international competitions we have, the better facilities we're able to either put up or renovate. So, DG, we would just like you're encouraging us to do this one, let's keep hosting international competition. If not for anything, at least we get the opportunity to put up more. Yes, it will come in 2019. It will give us opportunity to. But let me say a very big thank you to the Director General. Look, I'm a federation president. I'm not only the president of GOC. I manage weightlifting, and I can tell you that in the last 6 years, nothing has really come from the ministry or from the NSA. But with the new minister and then with the Director General, at least now you can see signs of all the other sporting federations being supported. Even people who otherwise would never recognize their sports as something that could win medals for us. The minister and then the Director General had gone out of their way and found money for them to go for international competition. So, Honorable Isiama and then Honorable Robert Safo Mensah, thank you very much for bringing the change that we require in our sports. We haven't gotten there yet, but if you've been starved for 7 years and then somebody comes and give you 1 CD, it may not be the 10 CDs or the 100 CDs that you need, but it's a good beginning. And let me say a very big thank you to the minister. This is what we had expected his predecessors to be doing. If they did that, I would not be having the kind of fights that I used to have with all the ministers. And I think that if it should continue, and of course the Director General, I used to fight with Mr. Joe Kwenge and everybody, even Mr. Abdullahi, the Chief Director. So for me, I'm committed to helping these young boys and girls who are doing sports. It doesn't matter whether you play football or you do weightlifting. Everybody has to be given an equal opportunity to develop his or her talent. And I think that that duty doesn't only rest with me, it rests with all of you out there, especially the media. We have so many athletes who for the past 6 years has competed for this country, and even their per diem, not bonuses, have not been paid to them, or they don't get it. And yes, so they are motivated enough to still go and represent us. You don't think somebody should be speaking for them. So when I speak, it's not because I hate one sporting discipline or the other, but I'm trying to speak for those who don't have a voice to speak. Ms. Otu, Thank you very much for putting to the Ghana Olympic Committee. There are a lot of reforms that we're doing at the GOC as well. And I'm sure that as it trickles down, everybody will feel the change that is coming into Ghana sports, especially with the kind of change that the minister and the NSC boss is bringing.
I've already welcomed you, but I think it will be very expedient as the owners of this facility in which this important program is being held to also welcome you. So on behalf of my minister, Honorable Kwame Asiama, and the Minister of Youth and Sports and the National Sports Authority, we welcome you all to this morning's very important program. Let me apologize on behalf of my minister. He would have wished to be here, but today marks the first ministerial advisory meeting, and he has to give a keynote address. So he has asked me to be here, represent the ministry and the NSA for this important occasion. He fully supports the hosting of this very important event, and the ministry is supporting, and he says I should assure the GOC president and the Taekwondo family that you have the full support of the ministry for hosting this very important program. Let me also add my voice to the earlier speakers to congratulate the Taekwondo fraternity for going through that tedious and cumbersome process of lobbying to host the Ghana Open Taekwondo Championship. With this kind of hosting, it's going to put Ghana once again on the international platform. We believe that from 18th to 19th, both local and international media will be focusing on Ghana. And that is another added advantage for our tourism development as well as sports development. So we thank the Taekwondo fraternity for taking that bold initiative. There were a lot of challenges, but they managed to overcome all those challenges, and they've won the bid to host. As Mr. Otu earlier on stated, the NSA and the ministry are in full support of what they are doing. And this is for the first time. It has never happened. It means Ghana, we are also arriving, we are getting there. And through this hosting of these tournaments, the government of Ghana, the people of Ghana, and the NSA is benefiting immensely from the support of the sponsors. We all knew the shape and the condition of our sports hall. Because of this tournament, the sponsors have come in to add a lot of value to our facilities. We had a challenge with our central air condition, the floor, and several other facilities. But the sponsors, on their own account, have managed to fix most of these facilities for us. And just after the 3-day event, they become the property of NSA and the people of Ghana. So we thank the Taekwondo fraternity and the sponsors, Epsilon, the lead sponsors, for what they are doing for NSA and for that matter, the people of Ghana. The Federation is also taking delivery of some new equipment, which will go a very long way for sports development. The observation made by the GOC president is very accurate and apt. Since I assume the responsibility as the acting director general of NSA, I've realized that Taekwondo is one of the most active sport disciplines in this country. And it's no wonder it is practiced in all the 10 regions. So we appreciate your effort, Mr. Otu, and your group. And we expect you to get even to the districts, to the hinterlands, to unearth more talents for sports development. What I can say is that I request the media to give your full support to the organization of this event. From now till 18th, that the event begins, let us focus on the activities of Taekwondo and what they are doing to let the whole world know the effort they are putting in. You are aware that the NSA plus all the other key stakeholders, as well as our ministry, have taken a very bold step that this year we are going to organize our flagship festival, that is the sports festival. Since 2011, it has not been organized. But this year, we've taken a very bold step, in spite of all the challenges, to have the sports festival. Taekwondo discipline is one of the leading sports that will be taking part in the National Sports Festival, which is scheduled to take place in Kumasi from 31st August to 7th September. We have already written to the media houses, and I believe you'll be there to partner us, to support us, to make the festival a very, very eventful one. I must say that the NSA is going through a lot of challenges in organizing the festival, but we believe the challenges are surmountable. So, by way of announcement, we are informing you, our brothers and sisters, the media here, that the festival will be launched next week, Wednesday, that is 16th August, in Kumasi, the Golden Bean Hotel. We are going to have a dual program of launch and fundraising towards the program. So we are using this opportunity to invite you, the media, to that very important program. I'm aware that several other federations have won a bid to host international tournaments. This year, arm wrestling will also be hosting the African tournament here. You're also aware of the Wafu tournament, which is also coming on, as well as the women's soccer tournament next year that will also be coming. We do encourage other heads of federations to bid for these tournaments. The ministry is ever ready. The NSA is ever ready, as long as we go through the right channel and processes in getting the hosting rights. The ministry and the NSA will ever grant you the support, the needed support to get it. So we do encourage you, get more for us so that the nation benefits and the NSA benefits. On this note, on behalf of the minister, that's the Minister for Youth and Sports, Honorable Kwame Siama, the NSA and the management, as well as the Taekwondo fraternity, we do officially launch the Ghana Open Taekwondo Championship, slated for 18th to 19th August at the Accra Sports Stadium, duly launched. Once again, thank you very much.
It's first of all mandatory to wear the protective gear. In a jiffy, we'll be having the protective gear, so we take you through head guard that protects the head of hat. Then we'll have the chest protector, electronic protector. Why so? Because around the chest protector, sensors, so that when strikes from the kick delivered or punch, hits any part of the protector, that's where the sensors are. It immediately transmits, the score onto the monitor. That's Taekwondo is also high tech now. This was developed to improve, fairness and accuracy in our scoring system, so that drawing guard. Now all these are protective gears, at the same time sensors all around them, so that when impact is made, system equipment, scoring system. score 3 points as against kicking to the body. Why so? Because it's challenging and more difficult to kick new.
Can you be snappy?
Practice.
Make it snappy.
You display the score already.
Hello. Hello. Well, I think it's only short of the if. So if I'll have to, demonstrate how.
Musho, it doesn't have our course.
This is very standard. Ghana Taekwondo
So the work is ongoing. We've not finished. As you can see, the painters, they have done at least the first coat. The final one will be just before the tournament. The floor, actually we painted on the other side, but when it get to the other side, some of the woods were broken. We fixed all of them. This is a new paint we've done for the badminton. It was faded out, and we didn't fit us if it's not even Taekwondo. So for us, we are putting the sports world in order. We must also help other sports in activities. So we've done this. The central air conditioner was not functioning for a very long time. We put in order. We just on it just about 30 minutes. By about 1 hour to 2 hours time, it will be very, very chill. All the space air conditioners have been serviced and they are working perfectly. So on that day, we are not going to have challenges of warm weather as we have been having in previous activities here. There's another exit over there. We'll be fixing a tent. They will go outside and enter and warm up. That will be another thing. Warm up, need to stretch, tell the belly back. So they'll be warming up there. So 30 minutes, what the better will introduce to you, the person will get to be there by expected day. Making sure that no good material. Make sure all this is very well there. We usually do pots. You have 20 television referees. They are appointed and they will arrive in the next time. And you will see the support. So this one comes to pass. Those days, what do you mean? When you come to the hall, they need to be referees are not only the staff, the companies are not only this side, that side. The difference are all the conditional findings are. You have to sit there and see all of them, so that the real for what you do the whole. edges, we fix them. Now reach them. In the past, it started cheap within the red. So the day we fix it, when you come, you see nothing fixed. Thank you.
The official logo of the first Ghana International Taekwondo Championship. I will humbly invite Madam. Official unveiling of the Ghana International Taekwondo Championship slated for the 18th and 19th of August 2017 at the Accra Sports Stadium.